Welcome to the second episode of the BWLS series. This is the second show in the Design Innovation to Conservation series, Creating Sustained Value. I have some wonderful speakers. I have a very polite, genial moderator today, Ritu Hatia Claire, right? She's the managing director of Total Integrated Design India Private Limited. In short, we call it TID. A designer par excellence, while Ritu's passion for design and hotels started in Singapore, where she lived for years. Her career took off at the Taj Mahal Hotel. So there's a lot of Taj along with Hari and Rizwan, where she picked up rich insights in hotel operations. Designing for hotels was only a natural corollary for a genial moderator. And TID was born in 1995. Having journeyed across India working on various hotel projects ranging from budget, business to luxury hotels and resorts, from greenfield projects to renovations, Ritu has now specialized in areas such as spas, fitness clubs, and has worked with some of the top domestic and international brands: Taj, ITC, Fortune, Accor, IHG, Marriott, Hilton, Shangri-La, and various spa operators. Besides India, she has interacted with consultants and guided the team to take on projects internationally in Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal, and more. Rizwan, there is something about Taj. The tenures are long, the employees are loyal, and the company is loyal to its employees. Rizwan has done over 20 years. Am I right, Rizwan? You're muted.
You're right, Bhuvanesh. You're right.
So I was talking to Rizwan yesterday. Any guesses where he's from? Goa, the land of sand, the land of beaches. Hospitality has been a key focus area for years for Rizwan. He's managed to deliver a lot of prestigious and large and medium to large and small to medium projects. In his current role, he manages and deals with internal and external stakeholders and all aspects of project management, right from conceptualization, planning, design, management, technical services, construction, management, procurement, and closure. Welcome, Rizwan. Now there's another solid Taj hand, Hari, my friend NV Hari Haran. If Rizwan has done 20 years, Hari has done 29 years. He's the Associate Vice President, Central Materials Group for IHCL Taj. Both of them are based out of Mumbai. Something with Taj, like the Japs I wrote, job tenures are nearly lifelong. Hari Haran and IHCL Taj go back 29 years. Hari has been majorly associated with various renovation and new building projects for the group, for hotels, flight catering, air hangars in Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, Goa. Currently looks after the corporate material function of the group, handling the procurement of capital goods, engineering consumables, AMC service contracts, energy efficiency initiatives, IT, digitization for over 100 plus hotels, flight catering units, newly built hotels, and renovation projects. I shall now come over to Rahul Kadri. He's low-key, understated, a man of very few words, as I've known him. He is a partner and principal architect at IMK Architects. Rahul took over the reins of the firm from his father, Mr. I.M. Kadri, in the 90s after he graduated in Diploma in Architecture from the Academy of Architecture, Mumbai, and he has a master's in urban and regional planning from the University of Michigan, USA, which is where I have been for a while. Kadri's work for widely acclaimed with multiple felicitations from IIA, Times Network, and most recently, in National Award for India's Top Architects 2020 from CWAB 2020. Abhishek Mathur. Abhishek Mathur is the director HBA Studio India. He's based out of Mumbai now. Abhishek established the Studio HBA office in Mumbai in 2015. He brings his deep understanding of hospitality and high-end luxury design to all his projects with an acute understanding of local context. Prior to opening the Mumbai studio, Abhishek led and successfully delivered projects with HBA Singapore and Studio HBA in Delhi. He has over 13 years of professional experience as an architect and an interior designer, having worked in prestigious firms in New York, New Delhi, Singapore before joining HBA. Coming to Gaurav Malhotra, he's the man who's in the saddle for Hansgrohe in India, South Asia, and he leads a very important function. Let me detail this further. Gaurav heads the Hansgrohe business in India and South Asia, which we all call SARC. In addition to his South Asia leadership role, Gaurav heads the key accounts efforts of Hansgrohe in India and Asia. With an experience of 21 years, Gaurav has worked extensively in leadership roles in the building and construction domain. He's perhaps one of the most experienced, stable, and hands-on leader in this category, this domain and business. Hansgrohe is in very, very good hands. Over to you, Ritu. Let's take the show. Next 75 minutes, yours. Unmute here.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Bhuvnesh, for such a wonderful introduction. It's a pleasure to be here with my fellow panelists on the BW and Hansgrohe show. In today's time, the world is connected virtually like never before, and as we are today. But we are also connected by a responsibility to save and preserve our limited natural resources. So our topic today is naturally creating sustained value. Mr. David Cooper earlier spoke about the value of our natural resources. As architects, designers, hoteliers, and manufacturers, we bring value to our guests and customers, and both values are equally important. Hotel guests today are well-traveled customers with high expectations. They use good quality products in their own residences and make informed choices. The guest wants an element of surprise through design, at the same time a comfortable, homely feel in their hotel room. And the importance of the bathroom has been growing with innovations and attention to design details. Who better than my eminent panelists to share their views on this topic? So I'd like to move over to Abhishek to start off. So Abhishek, you have a wealth of experience, as Bhuvnesh has already told us. Tell us about your creative style and some experiments with the projects pertaining to the guest room bathrooms. Is there a case study on one of your projects where you feel the bathroom was unique or different, and would you like to share that with us?
Yeah, certainly. I would first like to welcome everyone and just say hi to everyone again. It's a pleasure to be on the panel. And I hope you can hear me too. I was having some audio difficulties. Okay, fantastic. So coming to your question, Ritu, I think it's an extremely pertinent topic, especially for hospitality design. I think, I always feel that when a guest comes into a hotel, they carry a certain set of expectations. And, one of the strongest touch points of any hotel is its bathrooms, right? A guest is sort of looks forward to like refreshing themselves in the shower or getting a good night's sleep in the bed. So these kind of guest room touch points are really, really important. And what my experience has been working on different properties is that one needs, from a design perspective, understand what is the kind of demographic we are looking at and for which properties. So to give you an example, recently for a city hotel in Kerala, Kochi, for a very prominent brand, so it's a city hotel, but we've tried to give the whole design a personality. The whole bathroom is not just designed beautifully, but we went a step further and worked with a graphic design team to also design, accessories, shampoos, shampoo bottles, and all these kinds of different bathroom accessories. Your shower robes, the door handles, everything. So it just cuts across a little bit deeper for an immersive experience to carry on the whole design narrative. And that's the hard part, right, to do in a city hotel. For a resort property, though, what I'm currently working on and what I'm very excited about is a resort in Nandi Hills that, again, we are doing with Marriott, actually, where the idea is that, given bathrooms are supposed to be extremely private areas, but how to instill a sense of light, a sense of, nature, connecting with nature, with having these inside-outside spaces. So, we are looking at how to create privacy screens around, the bathroom area and let it open out into the nature. So, it really is one of the most exciting components of doing hospitality design. And I suppose you can chip in here with your experience as well.
Yes, that's true. Well, I love what you said about giving the bathroom a personality. I think that's something really amazing. You hear of probably the lobby having a personality. It's a great thing to hear the bathroom as well having a personality. And yes, definitely, when you talked about bringing in nature, I think that's something which is goes with the whole topic of sustainability and biophilic design, and that's something very much what even we're trying to do. And I think the challenge is getting in the biophilic design and the nature in a business hotel. Like you said, when you do it in resort, it's part of the landscape, and I think what's also important is the planning aspect. That when you are planning the in and the out together, the whole process starts right from the beginning of architectural and interior planning. And that's something we love to do, is to come in early with the architects to plan the spaces well. And speaking of planning, it reminds me of a quote by the earlier General Eisenhower, an American president, who said, in preparing for battle, I have found plans are useless, but planning is indispensable. Now, as architects and designers, I'm sure our plans are not useless and they're very important. But when we talk about indispensable planning, it brings me over to Mr. Rizwan, who does a lot of planning for the projects with Taj. And I wanted to ask you, Mr. Rizwan, that, as we have already heard, that bathrooms have become important to travelers and as important, if not more, than the bedrooms. And hotels are taking a plunge into more creative bathrooms. This could mean new product concepts for different projects. So in a greenfield project, how do you balance the creative process at design stage and the project execution in your delivery?
Hi, hello, good afternoon, everybody. Nice being here on the panel with all of you. Well, Ritu, to answer your question, yeah, you're very right when you say that bathrooms are equally important as bedrooms in today's world. And these are the two: a good bed, and a well-appointed bathroom are the two key elements a guest is expecting when he walks into a hotel guest room today, right? And like you mentioned, products. Yes, products do differ from property to property, category of hotel to category of hotel. So when you talk about balancing creativity as well as project execution, let me just touch base on creativity aspect first. A design brief is very clearly spelled out, to the designer when he's on board or he or she is on board, to take care of new trends, technology, and guest expectations. While at the same time, it's also stressed upon that we should not be overdoing it, which then sort of becomes cumbersome for usage. Ultimately, what you want is a guest to use fixtures which are user-friendly without causing any confusion and complications. While and in terms of creativity, I think we at IFCL have been quite open to allowing designers. We have designers here on the panel. You have worked with us, whereas Abhishek also has done quite a lot of work for the Taj. I think we've been working with you guys, and I think you guys have been using your creativity a lot. While I think we have allowed you guys to express your creativity, but to ensure that we're not really overdoing it. That's the only point over there in terms of creativity. Now, when we look at what we are trying to do new in terms of our bathrooms and all, we are using new trends like a smart seat cover, which is a way of saving water, but it's high on technology. Whereas we're doing away with the tubs in most of our city hotels, and providing shower cubicles, which is giving a better shower experience. And when you look at project execution again, it all depends on the category of hotel and the guest is catering to. Like a palace property will probably have traditional fixtures, not to alter the original fabric of the palace. While in a new luxury property like a Taj or a Vivanta, you would probably go ahead with a lot of contemporary design or any other design which will probably speak the design language. And creativity definitely can be expressed more in a new greenfield property than a palace property where you're restricted, you are constrained, to look at the original fabric of the structure. But you still have to ensure that you're meeting with the required norms and regulations of a particular city to ensure you're not really going overboard, and to ensure that you're taking the right materials and fixtures. So, which is, I think, of prime importance. So, it is definitely, that is where you're looking to balance the creativity with project execution by ensuring that proper design management process is followed right from the start to the end. That is where you actually are working together with the designers, with the internal stakeholders to understand the requirements, the needs, whereas also trying to incorporate the new trends and integrating design in a way that the guest who walks into a room is able to use it without any trouble, and also easing maintenance aspect of it, because ultimately after something is installed you also need to maintain a product. So that is something also that needs to be looked at very carefully. So I think that's how we're looking to really balance creativity with execution.
That's great, thank you. Yes, I it's been wonderful working on the Taj Swarna Amritsar project with you and the whole team. I think that was really nice, and it was a city hotel. It is a city hotel, and I remember the presidential suite where we actually have a bathtub with a view. That turned out, I think, very interesting. So you're right, maintenance is absolutely important and the materials play a big role there. However, I think everything has a life in its, of its own in terms of the product. And as we always have to keep, as a brand, I'm sure, one has to always keep looking at new things for the guests. And so I'd like to ask Mr. Hariharan, when it comes to the hotel upgrade of the bathrooms to keep up with the times, how often do you upgrade the bathroom fixtures at your properties? And would you like to throw some light on the strategy?
Good afternoon, Ritu, and first of all, thanks to BW Hotelier and Bhuvanesh for inviting on this panel, and welcome to all the panelists here. So Ritu, regarding the question on the upgrade of the property or the renovations of the bathroom per se, bathroom per se is renovated only over a period of 10 to 15 years. Primarily, a renovation in a hotel happens. First step is to have a refurbishment, which is typically like polishing, changing the carpet, upholstery, and painting. The second level is the complete renovation, and when we come to complete renovation, the bathrooms are renovated, because during refurbishment, the bathrooms cannot be renovated because of various infrastructure issues like marbles and tiles and everything. So bathrooms are renovated in months in 10, 15 years. So that's a long duration for renovating a bathroom, wherein the technology has gone to a leap change. What you have now and what you have 10 years down the line, it's a lot of things that needs to be factored in when the renovation happens. And during that time, when the bathroom is renovated, you change the pipeline, internal pipelines and everything, because that's the only moment you get in, because those pipes have gone over a period of 10 plus years or 15 years in certain cases. So that is the strategy that is taken, is that I have the best of the fixtures and best of the accessories and everything that is available. Today, like, people wants to have a larger space in the bathroom, like larger area with well-illuminated grooming session, and sometimes you have spa jet towels, or you have different lighting effects through the mood. Besides the bathroom mirrors that is there today, you have televisions also in the bathroom, like Rizwan mentioned, like the heated seats that has been provided, which is again one of the latest things that is there, which was not there say a decade ago. So those are the certain factors that are considered in. The other thing that is factored in is also like the energy saving, the water saving things. When we say water saving, it's not reducing the water, it's the best way to use the water that is possible to be done. Like recent example I'll give you, when we did this exercise during the COVID, one of the things was like touch-free things. Everything is touch-free. Your sanitizer has to be touch-free. Your hand wash has to be touch-free. Everybody came with sensor water taps. So okay, fine, don't have handles or anything. We came with one more step ahead. We found that, okay, why touch-free only water? Why not touch-free even the dispenser? So you have this spout with 2 dispensers. You wave one hand, you get chemical or to wash the hand. On the other side, you wave the hand, you get water. So it's a total touch-free. We are also looking at doing away with the bathroom amenities, those small 35 ml, 40 ml bath shampoo and those liquid, and having it on a touch-free dispenser. So there's always an innovation that goes around in the creation of the renovating the bathrooms. It happens both in the renovation and in the new build. And again, in the new build, you have a lot of leverage to do it, as Rizwan again mentioned, that in a renovation within the space of the 35-40 square foot in a typical city bathroom, you have, and you need to use that space to the best possible that is there, with a lot of lighting and other things. And procurement, again, I am now in the shoes of procurement. Renovations is my past. But in the procurement also, it plays a very important role for us when we are procuring this bathroom fixtures. We look at warranty, we look at the after-sales service, the spare parts availability. Those are very critical. You complete the bathroom, but then it has to run for next 10, 15 years. You need to have the spare parts. You can't change the cartridge and other thing. You need to have those. So those are from the other angle, from the operations angles, that is looked at as a strategy, when we renovate the bathrooms or when we do the new bathrooms along with the other areas in the hotel premises. I hope I answered your query.
That's great.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. In fact, thank you. I admit I'm going to miss those little amenities that I always look forward to, but I think it's great innovation, to have the touch-free for the soap and the water as well. I think that's truly innovation coming through there. So coming to Mr. Kadri. Mr. Kadri, you've done a variety of projects and a lot of hotel projects as well. And I also believe that you are involved in community development projects, and you run a girls' school and support various NGOs as part of your social responsibility. I think that is truly amazing, and that really adds to the whole intent of our topic today, where you talk about society and how to be socially responsible. But since today we're here to talk about hotels, supporting the objective of providing true hospitality to everyone, how, according to you, can well-designed bathrooms add value to the guest experience at hotels?
Okay, firstly, thanks a lot, Bhuvnesh, for inviting us to be on the panel, and listening to all you wonderful speakers. Those videos and the talk that David gave was beautiful, fascinating. Thanks a lot for that. I'd like to correct one thing. So Rizwan, spoke about Ritu and Abhishek working for the Taj Group, but they would not be working for the Taj Group if we had not worked for the Taj Group when you were a one hotel property. So neither of you are been working for so many years that you remember 50 years ago when you had only one property. And then you had to convince JRD Tata to make the second, which was Port Aguada, Goa, which was Goa, where you are from. It was a low-cost project, Shaba tiles, AC sheet roof. There wasn't any money available. And then from there, everything has grown, and now Ritu and Abhishek are enjoying the benefits of that. So the first 15 hotels is what we built in partnership.
I apologize.
So we've had a very strong association with the Taj Group. In fact, I mean, our firm was built on that one relationship which we had. In saying that, I've forgotten the question, but I think I tried to
Okay. It's
so basically,
it's how,
so what you're saying is
sure,
that, go ahead. You want to repeat it?
Yeah, how according to you can well-designed bathrooms add value to the guest experience at hotels?
Right. So I think we've all spoken about it quite a lot. And it is a crucial space. I think, and we've all been saying, besides the bed, it is the experience in the bathroom. But overall, I think the direction that hotels are moving towards is to how much, and we've used this word, how biophilic can we be? Because human beings just love to be with nature. I mean, if we can, we would live in the forest and bathe in the river. Those are the kind of experiences we want to have. And with the budgets of space that a city hotel, which is very expensive to build, there is always this, you're always juggling with, how much space you give to the toilet and how much space you give to the room, and what is that balance, and trying to balance everything to do with that. So, but I think juggling with that, and what has happened, some of the trends is that bringing glass to the toilet has been a major thing that had happened. So natural light coming in. So using devices like that, where you don't have to necessarily give more space, but you can be lighter in touch, where things can disappear in a sense, where you're not closing things up, you're giving a much bigger sense of space, is what needs to happen more and will happen more and more. I think we're going to come to a time when the part of a room, there's about 3 meters of window available, and that 3 meters of window, you're getting all the light in. I think a time will come where we'll be able to have a multifaceted space, where we put the reading chair and the desk, and at the touch of a button it becomes a toilet, and at the touch of the button it switches again. So by the window, everything will happen by the window, even in a business hotel. Now this is already happening in the resorts, but how do you get that coziness of a resort, or that nature which is so easy to provide a resort in a business hotel? I think seeing that trend already. I mean, one of the decade-old examples, and forgive me for using a non-Taj one, is the ITC Gardenia, which is a business hotel in the middle of the city, but it's literally you feel you're in a garden, at least in the public spaces. So those are the kind of innovations I think are going to go all the way up to the bathroom and open it up completely.
I think that's amazing. Thank you. I think you're right. With the right planning, with all the key stakeholders, you can actually plan something well to bring in, as you said, to bring in the light and to take advantage of the space to make the guest feel that they're not boxed in a city hotel, and especially in cities where you may not have a view. Personally, I need to see the window and by design. So it's very interesting. Thank you. Coming to Mr. Cooper, it was a wonderful presentation that we saw earlier, and I love what you talked about in avant-gardism as well. So we've all agreed that the bathroom is a key part of the experience. So from the economy to luxury segment, bathrooms are turning from functional to emotional places. How do you make a balance of the client's budget and your creativity perspectives?
Ritu, hi, thank you. So I think that's a very good question, especially in this moment in time we found ourselves where budgets are under increasing pressure, as well as we have the situation of declining natural resources. But as a leading global brand within design is important to us. So, I mean, that is still something that I believe we will focus on going into the future. However, we do believe we listen to our customers, and we offer quite a broad array of products, from, let's say, the Hansgrohe entry level through to the luxury avant-gardism with Axel. However, that being said, there is a fast growing, upwardly mobile middle-class segment that we would also like to target. And a lot of these people in this particular market can be found in Asia and Africa. So, Hansgrohe wanting to participate in this, we also need to make sure that we launch the right product assortments for these markets, whether it be in terms of design or style, or whether it also to suit the local conditions. So we believe our customers, they love to buy our Hansgrohe products because they know the brand, they know the German quality promise, the design leadership, as well as our service before and after the sale. However, due to limited budgets, we do understand that sometimes corners need to be cut and customers can look for cheaper options. So our focus now is on the development of new target market groups and the acquisition of new customers in the economic segment, but without compromising on our industry leading design. So I think a big focus going forward is we will bring design to the economy or entry level of the market. So the versatility of our products and the ability to choose between different attractive designs will provide the right solution for every bathroom, lifestyle and taste, depending on our customers' requirements and their budgets.
Thank you. I think that's a great initiative because, India is definitely a huge market for the mid-market segment in hospitality and the economy segment as well. TID does a lot in that segment as well, and we can see that there is still a need to cater to various two-tier and three-tier cities. So I think you're on the right track there.
Good, thank you.
Thank you. So yes, coming to our host, Bhuvnesh, how are you? Good. Bhuvnesh, so hotels have been a lucrative market for the design fixtures, and many homeowners actually take inspiration from their own home bathroom decor from photos they've seen of hotel bathroom trends. What's your take on that?
Well, absolutely. I've done a lot from, especially for my new bathroom. I've taken, I won't know name from where, but I loved it so much that I redid the bathroom, remodeled it to a hotel, and I love it. Yeah. Wonderful. And not just that, let me tell you, people are mobile and aware. We all learn something or the other from somewhere, right? Right now, it's Hansgrohe on my mind. So I was asking Gaurav, what do I have to sell? What part of my assets do I have to let go to acquire Hansgrohe? So he said, no, we'll make it possible. You don't have to sell anything. On a more serious note, you see, life is short and experiences are good. We all want to make it comfortable within our own budget lines, right? And more than anything else, the past assets that we have in our homes, especially bathrooms, kitchens, be it faucets, be it showers, are heavy on water consumption. So the new products, the new lineups like David showed off today in his keynote, and Gaurav has spoken about it. Yesterday, Thomas spoke about it, are far advanced, There'll be a lot of lookalike Me Too's, but then you've got to have a discerning eye to pick up the right line, be it at your home or office. Let me tell you, there is far more wastage in hotels and offices, because there the people say, listen, I'm not paying for it, right? So what do? I mean, to now you have flushless urinals at airports and large public facilities.
Very true. In fact, I think that's where the detail comes in. Like you said, you might have a lot of Me Too brands, but the original brand always looks at the design and the detail, and that's where the difference is in the quality and the brand standards. And,
that's why
so, like you spoke about homes, my home is 20 years old, and I call it a heritage property already. So yes, things do wear out quite fast. Okay. So coming to Gaurav. Gaurav, how do you bring values to bathroom designs with the environment-friendly products?
Sure. So Ritu, first of all, a quick hello to you and the fellow panelists and the audience. It's a pleasure to be amongst you all. Just like you used a quote, I would like to use one too. So actually, this is a quote from our inspirational designer, Mr. Philippe Starck, and he says that we are all prisoners of a throwaway society. The only way to escape is by creating sustainable design. So I think a very apt quote for this discussion as well. And for the rest of the answer, I'll wear two hats. So the first hat is actually the industry, and of course the Hansgrohe hat. There it is obvious that the most value that we add is from our core pillar of sustainability. And obviously we are a bit closer to the fixtures and faucets that go to the bathroom. And there have been a lot of efforts on water conservation that we have seen recently. Some of them have been talked, but I'll quickly just take up. So for example, in the basin mixers or the showers, we are looking at lowering the flow of water, but not lowering the experience at all. On the toilets, you have more and more dual flush. Bhuvnesh talked about waterless urinals also, but you basically look again at not compromising on the flushing technology, but at the same time saving water as well. If you go beyond these fixtures and go to the vanities and the bathtubs, you can actually have a play around the materials used also. A lot of people go in for stone bathtubs nowadays. Again, a very different option. On vanities, you have people that go in for recycled wood. I think that's again a very, very unique perspective around that. But I would actually want to take off my industry hat and talk about a few things that I experience as a consumer. So the first thing that puts me off, for example, when I get into a hotel room, is if the air is stale or the feeling is a bit humid. Many times it actually happens. So I think Mr. Kadri talked about it. I think the two elements that influence that is the use of natural lighting and ventilation. Now, it's a lot easier when it's your house. I can understand that it's not as easy when it's a hotel room, and then even more so when you have to take it to the bathroom. So there, I think the key aspects are to use energy efficient lighting, to use energy efficient ventilation fans, because those are very necessary, not just because they cause damage to some of the materials used in those bathrooms, but actually obviously more focused on the human health aspect. And the last thing I would say is, I think Bhuvnesh and maybe many members of the audience, and maybe you yourself, Ritu, if you've stayed in Delhi for a couple of years, especially a couple of winters, and if you understand the air pollution aspect, I think you would be able to now roll out the names of 5 air purifying plants, because that is what people have resorted to after using the air purifiers. So I think getting, for example, plants into the bathroom is a beautiful aspect. I mean, they actually do add beauty. And if there are health benefits, why not? So largely it's about getting more eco-friendly material. It's something that's very good for the planet. And if you have a little bit of patience and a little bit more long-term focused, very good for your pocket as well.
Yes, that's absolutely right what you said. I am definitely a Delhiite as well, so I know where you're coming from. It's, we did have, I think the entire planet faced a breather for 3-4 months when we had all locked down, but we're back to square one now on the pollution levels. So coming back to Mr. Kadri, I think Gaurav set the right tone in talking about the environment. And so Mr. Kadri, can you tell us about a few innovations in the bathroom space, which could be turning points in conservation initiative, or if you would like to add other aspects in your projects which you feel are important in being sustainable and environment friendly? You would need to unmute, Mr. Kadri.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sure.
Yeah, so I think we've all spoken about the balance between the experience and conserving water And I think fittings have evolved quite a lot to be able to do that, where where the experience of the shower is great, but the amount of water they use is less. I think in a bathroom, one area that's neglected is when it comes to maintenance, and design can play a great part in that, and materials, a selection of materials, because if it is easy to clean, then the amount of water you would use to clean it would be less, and the amount of chemicals you would use to clean it would be less. And what I would like to see is actually surfaces which are self-cleaning, in a sense, that or at least come very close to needing, are just so easy to clean that the kind of chemicals you need that we use, and they're fairly harsh to keep a toilet spick and span. The kind of chemicals used is fairly harsh. So if that can be, so I think we need a focus there. And the other thing is on the embodied energy in making the materials. Toilet fittings are fairly heavy metal, and the embodied energy that goes into making them is a fair amount. So I think that some much greater thought, and if manufacturers and designers are looking at how they're saving material and what techniques they're using, not only to make products last much longer, and as Philip Stark and Gaurav said, maybe Hariharan wouldn't even need to redo his toilet every 10 to 15 years if they were designed like so fantastically that it's just so timeless in the way it works. So that timelessness, bringing that in as well. So I think these are the main three things I would think need more thinking and thought to make toilets even more sustainable than they are.
I think that's absolutely right. Cleaning is very important, and I'm sure our housekeeping teams would just love products like that. And I hope some of them are listening on the panel. They would love to probably talk more about those type of products. Thank you.